Director Pagan, is staff good to go? Okay. Okay. We got a full house with all the planning. Well, we'll do that in the roll call, but great to see everybody here. It's been a few weeks. I will go to our first item, which is a roll call vote, or roll call to order.
Chair Minor,
Present.
Vice Chair Green,
Present.
Commissioner Balkovac,
Present.
Commissioner Godert,
Here.
Commissioner Hatch,
Here.
Commissioner Winham, Commissioner Willem.
Here.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to our approval for minutes. The minutes we have are from January 28, 2025 meeting. Any comments, questions, or motions on those?
I'll move that we approve the minutes as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, great. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. 3, seeing nothing under announcements, unless I get a wave from staff, we will keep moving. And we'll move to the Planning Commission items. Nothing under the consent calendar, so we'll move to item B, which is a use permit application. And I will let staff do the presentation.
Thank you, Chair. So before us today, we have a floodplain encroachment at Hyatt Drive. This is a use permit 2025-00189. I am your presenter. My name is Drew Morgan. So this is a location map of where this floodplain encroachment is happening at. This gray area right here is where the project is at. It's zoned RS 3.5. Around it, as you can see, we have Lake Boulevard up here. And then to the south, we have Oasis Road. And right across the street is Buckeye School of the Arts. The general plan designation of this project is RS 3.5 to 6 units per acre. A little bit of background on this. So this came in as a building permit plan check. Sometimes when we have plan checks, we review for floodplain, we review for a bunch of other things on the property. This one had floodplain layers slightly encroaching into the property, so it required us to dig a little further and see. So the property was annexed into the city in December of 1968. There is a home on the property that was built in 2007, and this project is for an accessory dwelling unit, and it's constructing an accessory dwelling unit for encroachment into the floodplain. And when you have structures, livable structures, encroaching into the floodplain, it does require a planning commission consideration. This is the site plan for the property. We have the existing house right here. And then to the north, you have, well, the west here, but the north on the site plan. You have the accessory dwelling unit. It is 991 square feet, and you have 2 proposed garages as well with the project. So the property drainage currently, it drains from west to east. During storm events, the water flows easterly into the storm drains and carries water down into Boulder Creek. Water carries down into these areas right here. These are the storm drains. So here's the building elevations proposed with the project. The building's proposed to be elevated 1 foot above BFE, base floodplain elevation, to protect against 100-year storm events. Kind of hard to see, but these little blue arrows here, these are flood vents for the property. It has to be constructed this way to allow water to flow freely through the structure. So the environmental, the project is found to be categorically exempt under CEQA section 15332 under infill development projects. The floodplain encroachment is considered minor and is found to have no significant impacts on the floodplain or habitat. We have received no public comment regarding this project, and staff recommends determining that the project is exempt from CEQA and that the findings are in evidence and approving this application. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just one quick clarification piece from the slideshow. The garages have the venting, the home is elevated, is that 1 foot above the 100-year floodplain? Is that correct?
Yes, so the garages actually don't have to have flood vents in them, just a livable space. So
Yeah,
that has to be
okay.
constructed 1 foot above BFE. So that's
Okay.
why you see the vents going through there.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for staff? They're up here? No? Okay, well, I will move to opening the public comment. If anyone would like to speak on this matter, there are speaker cards back there in the little alcoves. Fill out your name. We'll open the public comment period. Seeing no public comments, we will close the public comment period and go back for any other discussion or comments among the commissioners.
I have a question. I went out and looked at the property, and there are, looks like the living unit that's already there has a garage with a carport attached to it. I presume those are going to be removed when they put the ADU in?
Yes, those are going to be removed once the ADU goes in. They're proposed to be demolished.
Okay, and there is already a dwelling further to the north that is actually in the floodplain totally?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? I will entertain a motion if anyone would like to. Any seconds to the motion? Or second. I'll second. And just to be clarified, the motion was to accept staff recommendation? Okay. Any other discussion? No? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, we close out our planning commission items and we move to just a general public comment. I will open the public comment period, same as applies to before. Fill out the speaker cards. I'll officially open the public comment period. Seeing none, I will close it and come back for commissioners' comments. Any comments? No? Jeremy, do you have anything? For us? Spice it up a little bit?
Can't let us get out of here in under 10 minutes, so I do have a few. Josh is shaking his head here. I just have a few updates for the commissioners here. One, I thought I might just share briefly of just a high-level building activity year to date. So we're at 66 single-family dwellings that have been permitted compared to 25 last year. So we do see development activity picking up some on the construction side. Permit valuations up year to date. Residential and commercial permit activity is up about 25% in terms of permits that are being issued. So good news on that front in terms of permit issuances we're seeing out of our office. Some recent permits that have been issued of note. Of course, if you've driven down Cypress, you've seen the Sierra Pacific Regional Cancer Center break ground. We issued grading and building permits for that just recently. It's going to be a 40,000 square foot facility. A 33,000 foot metal manufacturing facility recently was issued a permit that came to this body 12 months ago for their entitlement. That building permit's been issued, and then the old Shopco is undergoing a remodel, and that was a recently issued permit. And then Churn Creek Marketplace, you've probably seen some buildings go up there, so we have tenant improvements happening there, and that's about to be fully built out as a center. So a lot of activity of note. Staff's been busy on that side of things for sure. The Riverfront specific plan continues on. We've done a lot of community engagement in the last couple months, primarily with northern and southern stakeholders and property owners and folks. We're moving on from concepts to diagramming, land use, and master planning, and we hope to bring that update to the City Council here in the next month or two, followed by an update to this body and then as well as to CSAC. So our consultant would like to try and get towards drafting of that plan and starting on the environmental in earnest by May-ish, so we can try to keep ourselves on track for the end of the year. And then just general updates regarding ordinances. Our tree ordinance is continued to be under review with our legal counsel. Short-term rentals will be coming back to this body. It went to council about a year ago, just for some minor revisions and clarifications to that ordinance. And then, of course, we have a slew of other things, tobacco retail, adult businesses, housing elements, et cetera, that are kind of on the back burner, but will be coming forth in the coming months and rest of the year. So with that, I'm not going to go into any more detail for risk of a Brown Act violation. But if you have any questions on those topics generally, I'd be happy to answer them.
Questions? No?
Was your housing data fiscal year or calendar year?
This is, thank you, that's a good question, calendar year to date.
Okay, thank you.
How is that load on staff, the existing staff and the team?
In terms of the permitting activity,
Yeah,
we're keeping up. You know, council establishes on the building side anyway, a 75% on-time review is our target. So our goal dates for building permits are anywhere from 10 business days to 20. And if we're meeting those goals 75% of the time, that's a passing score. And we're right about there. A year or two when we were really slammed, we were in the probably 30 to 40% success rate where we were able to keep up. So we've staffed up some on the plan check side. We have more experienced staff now, and we're able to manage the workload. So we're right on target. I mean, to me, I'd rather be at 90% success rate if I could.
Yeah.
But 75% is a solid C.
trajectory is good.
Yeah.
Trajectory
Yeah.
is
So
good.
we're maintaining, and I would say we're doing well. It's been a curve like this for the last couple years. So and
That's
it's
great.
good to see things picking back up a little bit.
That is exciting. That's very exciting. Any other questions or comments? With that, we are adjourned.